Oh, okay, everybody, welcome to another episode of On the Wrist from Off the Cuff. Today we have another strap showcase for you, but this time from the brand Watch Gecko. As you can see here in the center screen, we do have my little Seiko Presage SRPB07, which was lovingly reviewed with the title of another JDM gem. This one is pretty hard to get your hands on. There were other variations. I think there was another one that just said Presage instead of automatic. Those ones might be a little easier to find, but before you bite my head off about links to this watch, it has been discontinued and is relatively old, but I think it's a pretty versatile kind of field slash pilot's watch that really fits kind of that general purpose everyday watch theme, and also happens to go really well on various straps. So I figured I'd use that as kind of my little assistant today while I feature these cool straps sent over by Watch Gecko. So a little bit about Watch Gecko. You guys might remember I recently reviewed one of their Gecko watches, which was really nice. It actually had a 22 millimeter lug. These ones here are all 20 millimeter straps. So I'm looking forward to sharing those with you. You've seen me feature a couple of their straps before, mostly some of their more high-end NATOs on the channel before, but here we have a nice little assortment and so of some really cool ones. I think Watch Gecko is a really nice little vendor out there. They have a great selection, and you know, for me, I normally think of them for dive straps when it comes to either whether it be a NATO strap or rubber dive straps, but they actually do have quite a wide range of other types of straps. So with all that said, we'll go ahead and zoom the camera out, get these pieces in hand, and take a closer look. Okay guys, so as you can see, they actually came in this really nice little Gecko watch roll, which is nice. So I'll quickly demo that for you. Make sure everything is tucked away nicely. Basically, roll, wrap, and stow. Essentially, I can now stick this in here, and here you go. So it works as a really nice little watch roll or a strap roll in this case. So props due to the Gecko team slash Watch Gecko. So we'll go ahead and leave him here, but let's take a look at these straps. Ooh, very nice. So this one, okay, it doesn't have quick release spring bars, so it actually came with spring bars, so that's nice. I'm digging this. This is definitely kind of a more modern take on your typical Tropic strap, which you've seen many variations all over the internet. Various web shops, various strap shops, kind of, I'd say more so just recreating the original. What I like here is they've really kind of modernized it. The basket weave kind of texture is a little bit lighter grain, so not quite as intrusive and like I guess like less bold in terms of really capturing that vintage aesthetic. I feel like this looks like a really kind of modern take on it. You can see they even have a nice little edge bevel there along the ends. So I'm digging that. Obviously gorgeous. Look at that. Ooh, multi-finish buckle there, brushed with polished bevels, nice milled finger. So very nice. You even do have that little keeper there for one of the keepers. So that's stationary. Then you have one that's dynamic. Oh, nice. And then you also get some nice kind of grids there underneath, which will help with airflow. So digging that. This one's really cool. So we'll leave that aside. Okay. Oh, nice. Very classic. Here we have a little bit more of a drastic taper. As you can see, this is going to go from 20 down to a 16. You can see nicely signed. Very sharp. Oh, it actually has green stitching underneath. Very nice touch. And then you have the ivory stitching on top. That's a really clean look. I think that would actually look pretty good on this little Seiko here. So let's go ahead and get that on. Oh. Now, just because they're quick release doesn't mean they're always the quickest to line up. Oh, look at that. Went right in. Oh, digging that. So this gives it a really kind of standard look, that kind of standard issue, really, I think a recognizable kind of pilot's style vibe to it. Go ahead and get that lined up nicely till it clicks. All right, I'll give it a quick wipe off camera. All right, so as you can see, yeah, this is pretty cool. I dig that it has a little bit more of a dramatic taper, which as you hold it might make it look like it kind of extends the case. It makes it feel a little bit bigger because of the taper. But when you have it on wrist, the nice thing is that taper, what it does now is it gives you a little bit more mobility. So you can flex a little bit easier there. And then also it just keeps it holds a nice line, and then gives, again, it's more so for the comfort level. So that's a really nice one there. Digging that. Okay, let's see what the next one is. Ooh. Okay, here we go with, this is more of a padded look, as you can see. And then of course, for something like this, you're gonna wanna kind of have it a little bit more broken in because it is padded, so that's going to be a little bit stiffer in that area. The nice thing is once that padding comes down, it's almost has a nice taper to where you're getting more pliable as you get down. I'm really liking this color pattern here. It kind of has this kind of honey tone to it, and then of course you can see as it bends, it picks up more light. So you can tell that that's how that's going to age. Again, with a little bit of a deeper taper. This one has more of kind of a golden stitch there, almost like a khaki color. Very nice. I'm digging the warmth on it. Let's go ahead and switch that one on because that is pretty cool. The nice thing is you have these quick release straps. So quick release means they come off quick. So cool. And then we'll throw this on here. Hopefully I'll get it lined up pretty easily. Okay. Ooh. I dig that with the two-tone palette, although you can't really see the lining until you get up close, like this black edge. It is a nice tie-in visually to the dial, so I dig that. Oh, come on. Okay, quick wipe, because I know that drives some of you nuts if I would wipe it on camera. Boom. All right, yeah, this definitely gives it a much richer, kind of more vintage look. Definitely more premium and kind of upscale, so I dig that. The other one was more standard issue. This is a little bit more kind of, hey, let's make this. Oh yeah, that definitely has a very, very nice feel to it. So definitely still fits within that kind of pilot strap nature, but I'd say it just adds a nice warmth and kind of a vintage tone and aesthetic. All right. Ooh, look at that milled finger on here. Nice little NATO strap, Zulu diver branded. Nicely signed. This material here is really nice. You can see that it has that beautiful sheen to it. Really tight weave. No complaints there. It is a fixed keeper system, so you know, nothing revolutionary in terms of the hardware, but it is quite nice and I'd say bulked up. So nothing in terms of like I think technology. If you had a sliding keeper, that would be nice. But this is definitely more of a standard kind of NATO layout. And you know, man, it's a looker. Let's see how this. I am kind of particular when it comes to length on NATO's. So let's go ahead and see how this one wears. Ooh, reaching around the tripod here. Let's see. So what I like to typically have is a long enough NATO to where either I can loop it back through, or short enough NATO. So this one is actually relatively long. Nice. Or short enough NATO where I don't have to loop it at all because it's shorter. So nice here in this general case. This looks like this one fits pretty nice. Obviously there'd be a little slack because I would have a watch on there, but that one fits pretty nicely. As far as like the position of the hardware and the buckle, pretty standard. As far as NATO's go, they didn't reinvent the wheel on this one. This is more so just kind of a premium take in terms of material on a very traditional layout, but definitely has a premium feel and vibe to it. So that one's pretty nice. Let's see. Ooh, look at this one here. Nice little kind of frayed and almost like a cement tone to it. This really cool kind of weathered look. Definitely the nice thing that I like about this is that it's still quite black. As you can see here, the weathering that's done, it kind of gives you multi-tones here. It's all still pretty monotone, singular tone, but you do have this really cool kind of texturing. Not quite something at, you know, like a loose grain suede almost, I'd say. But yeah, it's not quite furry, but it almost has kind of this worn, kind of almost marbled texture to it, which is nice. And then you can see on the back side, nicely signed, genuine leather, Kokoda. So well put together, nicely finished edges there, as you can see. And then nice and pliable. Oh, look, that kind of matches the tone pretty perfectly there on the roll. So these are pretty sweet little straps. I'm digging them. I think the black might be a little bit too predictable for the Seiko here. Actually, no, that actually looks pretty good. But I kind of enjoy the contrast. Oh, you even got some spring bars there for the NATO. So very cool. We'll just loop this back through and tuck it back down. This one's very soft and thin, which is nice, although it has a little bit of a pad, so it does taper down in terms of thinness as well. So not only does it taper, you know, here to here, but it also tapers from here down to here, so that's nice as well. I'm digging this. Let's do this. Let's get this out, because the hardware on here alone is really nice. Let me give it a quick wipe off camera. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with this. This is a really cool kind of new school take on that Tropic rubber. So I think Tropics typically are pretty versatile. They definitely have more of a vintage aesthetic. And then of course they have a kind of a water sports theme to them generally. But I think the textured look and whatnot is something that could carry over, you know, pretty easily into other genre of watch, to include maybe pilots or field watches, just because, yeah, I mean, maybe once in a while you might get a little splash on there. Let's see, I'll go ahead and place these in. And do I have a tool handy? Let's see. Oh, I do. Lucky me. Got a little tool here. We'll get this on. Okay. Live on camera. So, hello, check. Okay, make sure the microphone's on. That would have sucked if it wasn't. Of course, this is not the best strap changing tool. It's just one that was nearby. And okay, come on. I might have to cut away and grab a better tool, but I also might be successful here, which would be awesome. And come on. Okay, I'm gonna have to cut away real quick. Okay, voila. Here we go. So actually, I didn't even have to change tools. I just needed kind of a better angle to get leverage on there versus reaching around the tripod. But yeah, ooh, man, I'm digging this, guys. Check that out. I think that matte black dial, you know, although pretty sparse, this nice little texture is very subtle, and I think actually plays really well against that matte black. It does catch the light, so it's not super flat. It actually gives it, you know, kind of some shimmer to it without being glossy. Then on the back, it's all business. You do have that nice grid for extra ventilation, and then since it's a two-piece strap, you do get to see that cool little gold rotor on this little hacking hand windable Seiko movement. So let's go ahead and get this on wrist, guys. This one for me was like kind of like the surprise. This is cool. Should I go one more tighter? Yeah, maybe that's a little too tight, but yeah, let's go one looser. All right, bam. I'm loving that hardware. Look at that two-tone finish. I think goes well with kind of the two-tone finish here. You get, of course, that brushed bezel, and then you have brushed lugs, and then that kind of kettle shape case, which is highly polished. Man, I'm digging that. I think that actually looks really cool. What do you guys think? I'm pretty impressed with this particular strap, but I think you know, it's nice to see that they have different kind of textures, colors, and whatnot, different options available. Let me actually make this where it can fold back a little bit more so it'll fit better back into here. But yeah, all in all, you know, kind of what I was expecting. Nice straps from a nice strap company. Kokoda, Watch Gecko, whatever you want to call it. I mean, they've definitely kind of earned the right to rebrand as they've expanded into not only making really cool watches, but also, of course, expanding their lines of straps. And I gotta say, when it comes to a modern Tropic, I'm digging this take on it. It's not just a recreation. I think it's a nice little remix. And this, you know, this Seiko is kind of a remix of a pilot watch. It's got its own little kind of flair to it, but it definitely renders as a pilot's watch. So that's cool. And then, of course, a pilot's watch on a Tropic strap. Typically, you know, if it was something a little bit more vintage, it might make a little bit more sense. But here, yeah, I think it has kind of a cool flow to it. What do you guys think? Definitely let me know in the comments below. Another big shout out to Watch Gecko. Thanks for sending these over. I'll leave links in the description so you guys can check them out and see kind of their immense bevy of options when it comes to different types of straps. But yeah, they're definitely a company that for a while I've definitely, if you've watched the channel or you've kept an eye on my Instagram, you know that I've rocked various of their straps. So it was nice for them to kind of reach out and see if I could do a little sampler platter showcase for you guys. So let me know what you think in the comments below. If you guys have purchased any of these straps before, had a whatever type of experience, feel free to leave it in the comments, and yeah, we'll get the chat going on it. So yeah, if you liked the video, please do it like, and if you're new, please subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks, guys.